I don't know about you, but I've always been curious, especially when I was just a little pipsqueak in middle school, and I wanted to know, how does a rich person act? What do they think? What is the traits or things that they do to actually become successful? And that's what I wanted to share today, but more specifically, the most common trait I've seen of successful digital dropshippers. These are individuals that have built digital product businesses from the ground up and are generating amazing results and, more importantly, amazing profits and providing value at the same time because they are solving problems with their digital products. But it's not all just glitz and glamour and amazing. In fact, a lot of this comes from a place of just wanting to have freedom. It sounds great when you have the success and you have the results, but when you're starting out, I can understand how it's just not as attractive or not as easy to want to take action when you don't have results yet, because I was in the same exact place. But, from a psychology perspective, I'll tell you that when you're working hard and you finally make it, let's say your first sale, that's going to be a feeling that gives you a ton of conviction in the fact that whatever you're doing is the right thing to do, and you're going to continue working, even 10 times harder to get even more results. And then once you're really successful and having all these amazing results, you'll look back at that time where you were just stressing out, trying to figure things out, and really love that memory and look back at it and be like, really that's what's the success, the journey. Now, in the last year, I started digital dropshipping. I started talking about it on YouTube. I started taking on some students, and my students have generated over $1 million since then, more than that. And a lot of that is actually profit because these are digital products. They aren't physical items that have a recurring product cost. So we have Candy, she's doing over 10K a month right now. Sebastian has done over 250,000. Tim and Julian, their business partners, they've done over $500,000. Luke has done over $500,000. And a lot of these are actually recent videos on my YouTube. I've done interviews with these individuals. Those are just some of the public results. And out of these individuals, let's say those are 5 individuals, I've worked with hundreds of students who have invested into my resources. Actually, over 1,000 individuals have invested into my resources. And I would say our success rate, to be honest, is about 10%. And why is that? And that's what I want to talk about right now, because you can never, ever help someone that doesn't want to be helped at the end of the day. So for me, over a year ago, 2 years ago, I was over 50 pounds from where I'm at now, 60 pounds plus of this. And I was very fat and overweight, and I had a lot of resources around me and in shape people and the resources to get in shape. But until I actually realized I needed to make a change and wanted to, that change never happened. And the same thing applies, I've seen, for businesses, and specifically building online businesses. So when it comes to the main trait of successful digital dropshippers, and more specifically our most successful students, in that group I mentioned to you and others that aren't public results, has been that, one, they have tried to start an online business before, which maybe you're like, oh, they have some experience, they've built a successful business before, so this was just easy to transfer over to digital products. But in fact, actually almost all of these people were stuck in a loop before. They were trying, let's say, physical dropshipping, but they just weren't getting the results they wanted. They were testing all these same products as everybody else, spending a lot of money on ads and just not getting the results they want, stuck in this loop, doing the same thing over and over. But they were trying. So when they brought over that same determination, because they have this outcome, you never change your goal. You only change what you do to get there. So if I want to make $1 million, I'm never going to lower that to 500,000 just because it's not working out right now. But I may need to change something that I'm doing, the vehicle that I'm in to get there. What's taking me to the $1 million? Is it mowing lawns? Is it raking leaves? Or is it building a digital dropshipping business? What is the vehicle that you're in that's going to get you to your goal? Because you never want to change the goal. So they've basically those successful students have taken that drive where they have an outcome that they want, and they're just taking that same desire, but bringing it to a new vehicle, and that's how they've been able to make it work with digital dropshipping. And 2 other things have been, one, they have a high speed to execution. They're paying me to tell them what's working and to tell them strategies and what to do. So the worst thing they could do is not do those things. But there's students that do that. I thought that this would be a better idea. Then why are you paying me? You're paying me to do the thinking. And you have to be coachable, I would say, if you're hiring people that have done what you're trying to do and you want to do what they've done or even better. You have to be coachable. So these most successful digital dropshipping students have been individuals that have listened to what I say, and they have a high, very high speed of execution. I tell them a strategy, I show them how it's working, what type of results it's producing, and how to do it. They're going to take action immediately. They're not going to wait a few days or a week or just drag it out, be like, oh, well, I had to go do this today, or I had to go to the store. No, if you really want the outcome, you're going to take action now. High speed of execution. And the third thing is just proactivity at the end of the day. Every entrepreneur needs this, because if you want an outcome, you can't ever rely on just one individual or one entity. Like some people rely on the government. They think that they're going to save them or that they're going to make their lives better. But the government is really not there just for you specifically. You have to be there for yourself. And when you're proactive is when you're going to be doing things that you want to do that are not just what you're told to do. It's where you're really just taking more action outside of the box and, being willing to grow and be better and do better. And these are the three most common traits I've seen in successful digital dropshippers. So if you have any of these three, you would probably make a very great student and a very great future case study. But I guess there's really only one way to find out. And honestly, I just want you to take this with a grain of salt, because this is just what I've seen from my perspective. And hopefully this can be a sign to you or help you decide if digital dropshipping may be for you, or if you have any of these traits that could help you become a successful entrepreneur. Then, that's what this is for you to get some value out of it and hopefully become better and do better. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a big like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.